Yeah, I think I need to thank the four technical guys for listening to the brief and converting it in terms of something that's practical. And for those players who are not used to the hard knocks of physicality, which I've insisted on, a level of tackling excellence, which has improved as work in process, but very soon you'll be able to get to the point where you can take what it is you are, doesn't matter your size, and drive through the tackle, knock the people back so your team are on the front foot. Fundamentally important. Letting people understand the importance of playing, of what you do when you don't have the ball, reading the game, supporting one another, and what happens off the ball is massively important. The interchange of positions, and those people in the three quarters have bothered to listen and want to listen. I've been glad to impart knowledge to them, angles of run, methods of passing, etc. I mean, there's one thing we can do in training. There's another thing we can do when we're playing it in our league, which is not, the standard is not high, we understand that. But I believe that you set a standard that is a global standard, and then you work to that. Don't set a lower standard and work to that. And I've told Africa Rugby, as well as a few clubs that we're talking to, I mean, we've not been successful in our discussions with Tucks in South Africa to the extent that we want, or the guys in Zimbabwe. But certainly Edinburgh, who are Pro 12 side, we're looking and saying, where can we get funding? Because I'd like the coaches and the players who are capable of coaching. See, it's two different things here. Of spending time, maybe next season, we've missed out on this season, actually going and doing pre-season with them to learn and see how the preparation is done. It's one thing to do L1, L2 training. It's one thing to be training kids with getting into rugby. It's a totally different thing to preparing a senior team to engage in the physicality of the modern game. So we can just bring about little bits of what it is we understand and what it is we've learned and we've experienced and broken body over, and hope that that is imparted going through. We have great enthusiasm with our coaches. We've seen it with Amazulu, who's been probably the most successful local coach. We've seen it with Samed, with the other coaches at Titans and IDAS and Griffins. Forgive me, just shooting over the club names rather than. But there is something completely different, and we see it right the way through. And even those who are more qualified, like Breeze, who's gone to Ivory Coast now, for me, it's not where I want to go. I want us to go into a different direction, which is a little bit more upfront in terms of where we are today. So the training that you see that the four coaches have brought about, we saw it first in Togo. There was not a single knock on. We were on the front foot. We did take advantage of whatever was going on. There was no politics, no fighting, no I should be playing. There was respect for authority and the coaches. And even when we lost to Togo, which everybody felt was a wrong decision, we didn't go shouting and screaming and taking the wrong position. The physicality is fundamentally important to me. The leading of the line is fundamentally important to me. The working combinations is important to me. And people's ability to change positions, depending on the strategy, is fundamentally important. All of this is skewed with a much, much, much higher level of physical fitness in preparation for the attrition. So it's work in progress, but you're going to be seeing a lot more at our level. I can't determine what you guys do in your clubs, but certainly if you want to be a national player, then you've got to know that you must be prepared to take the hits, to have the humility, to be respectful, to understand that no position is guaranteed, but to play a part when you're called upon.